Hello, everyone. This is Kyle Broder again, and this is Kyle's Critiques. And I'm going to be reviewing the new Disney movie, Wreck-It Ralph. I just saw it today, and pretty good. Not, I mean, I think it's one of those movies that if you're really into video games, you probably like it a lot more. Especially if you grew up with the old school games, Nintendo and Atari and a lot of the old school arcade games. It really goes to that audience. There's some kind of crude, silly humor, but there's a lot of really clever stuff too. Predictable plot. I mean, it's kind of pretty much what you think is going to happen happens, but this doesn't take away from the fact that it's overall a really good movie. It's very funny. I'd say for the most part kid appropriate. There's a couple of things that aren't, I guess, but I'd say it's kid friendly for the most part. It's not as bad as Shrek. I mean, thankfully most of the jokes in Shrek usually go right over the kids' heads, but this is just, it's a kind of a lot of like. There's some potty humor, which is what I thought was kind of stupid. That's the part that I could see turning some people off, where there's just some things where you're just like, oh, come on. Like, you could have done better than that. But John C. Reilly is great as Ralph. Is very funny as usual. I've always liked him, and I always think he's very funny. Sarah Silverman is brilliant. Her character is absolutely just really precocious, adorable little girl. Very funny. She has a lot of really funny deadpan moments, and where she says something ridiculous, and then everyone reacts to it, and she's, "Oh, I'm just kidding." I thought the cool thing, probably one of the coolest things about it for me was, they did stuff with the animation that I thought was traditionally it's in traditional 3D animation style, but they throw in some really cool little gimmicks, like with the characters that are like supposed to be pixelated. Their movements are very jerky and like the old video games on purpose, and it adds that much more hilarity to it. There's a lot of little stuff like that. There's a lot of like real clever little things in the video game world, like a ton of references that you can spot, like there's so many different video game characters in this movie that you can spot and that have little cameos, particularly M. Bison and Zangief from Street Fighter have a couple of little cameos, and it's the main villain, who turns out to be the villain, is great. I don't want to spoil anything, but evil and hilarious at the same time. Once again, you can kind of see that coming as well. I'd say that if it weren't for the fact that this movie didn't have a lot of surprises as far as plot goes, I would have liked it a lot more. It was kind of your typical. Other than the fact, I think the idea was great. I think this idea of a video game world and the world behind video games, like a la Toy Story, is an awesome idea. I think that, and even it was executed as good as it could be, I guess. The actual worlds they create, the video game worlds, are beautiful and really well done. Particularly the Sugar Rush world, which is where Sarah Silverman's from, her character. And there's a lot of stuff to be liked about this movie. I wish they could have done a little more with the plot. I really do. That being said, I wasn't disappointed as far as enjoying myself, having a good time, and not everything is about analysis and picking it apart. unfortunately, a lot of people in the movie industry and critics have forgotten this, and want to take every little thing of something and point at it and go, this is good, this is bad, yada yada yada. I think sometimes it is good to just enjoy yourself. Now, granted, I don't understand somehow how people enjoy themselves watching movies like Twilight and Saw 12 or whatever it's on now at this point. But that's me. That's, everybody has the right to their own opinions. Whether I think they're stupid or not is another matter altogether. But whatever floats your boat, it really is what it comes down to. But yeah, I think Disney made a good one. Definitely glad that they came out with a good one. It wasn't one of their flops. Great idea, well executed. Great voice talent. The animation was awesome. I really think if you see this and if you appreciate older video games especially, you'll definitely love the little things that the characters do, and like the way they move with the really jerky movement. Some of the characters, it's hilarious. It really is. Like the little side characters just have these like really, robotic jerky type movements like that. And it's great. It adds a whole other dimension to the movie. But I guess that's about it. Except to give it a rating, I would say, I guess I'd give it either a high 6 or like a 7. Maybe like just a 7. I know some people may see this and go, oh my god, my kids loved it, or, it was hilarious. I'm agreeing with you. I think it was hilarious. I did like it 90% of the time. But when you see it, and if you tell me that when they're making the poop jokes, you're not like, oh, come on. Then whatever. If you like poop, I guess that's what you're into. But I personally thought those jokes that they did a few times were just dumb. Kids are smarter than that. I don't care what people say. Kids are smarter than that. They don't need to be talked down to. You can do plenty of jokes and plenty of funny things in movies without throwing in, potty humor. It's lowbrow, and it's, for the most part, it's just stupid. But overall, good movie. Yeah, high 6 or 7. I'd probably say a solid 7. If it weren't for some of the potty things and the plot being very predictable and kind of what you expect, I'd say it'd be almost an 8. It's 8 in some parts, but the voice talent's 8, 9. The actual animation is definitely up there. I'd say an easy 8.5 or a 9. I thought the things they did with the side characters and the little animations were absolutely fantastic. So that's my rating, solid 7. And I definitely say it's worth seeing in the theater. It's really cool on the big screen, especially with all the animation stuff they do and the scenes in the movie. So yeah, check it out. Wreck-It Ralph. Not sure when my next review is going to be. Probably later on, maybe this weekend or the next week. I haven't decided yet when I want to review next. If anybody has any suggestions, put them in the comment box. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I appreciate it. And anybody who wants to keep viewing this and sending it out to other people, that's more the better. I'd like it as many people to see this as possible. Alright, thanks a lot, guys, and until next time, see you later.